I'm not a gambling guy, but I should have bet, because it was one of those situations. It was one of those feelings. I could see what was going on. I could see why what Strickland was doing was working. A lot of people are going to say that Izzy was off. He didn't perform well. Bullcrap. Izzy was Izzy. Izzy did what he normally did. The problem was Strickland didn't fight like all other of Izzy's opponents. One of the big things that Izzy does, he dances and runs away. He makes guys overcommit and rush in. He makes them lurch forward, which opens them up to counters. Sean Strickland did not fall for that at all. He stood very level, very upright. He never leaned forward. He never rushed in. The other thing that he was doing was pressing. He was cutting off the ring and pressing him back to the fence, but he wasn't leading with strikes. He would press Izzy back to the fence, and then Izzy would throw, then he would counter, and then he would throw. So he found a way to counter the counter guy. And then he was also really good with that jab. After a little while, he was able to start landing that jab cleanly. So that straight jab and pressure. He just jabbed straight up. He didn't lean or reach or lurch for him. He didn't try to load a big punch. He just sat and controlled that range. He avoided a lot of Izzy's attacks from kicks because he was pressing. Strickland did not allow Izzy to fight in the kickboxing range. He forced him to fight in the boxing range. Almost impossible for Izzy to get those big kicks up to the head and be far enough away to throw kicks to the legs where Strickland couldn't counter him. He's just in this position trying to box the whole time. He didn't lunge and try to force clinches. He didn't lunge and try to force wrestling. He just tried to keep the space in between their hips really close. He never let Izzy get outside to where he could start kicking to the head. He kept him close and pressed, right? He kept him pressed. Then he was able to counter. He didn't always lead the exchanges. It's like he was hitting a hornet's nest. He knew as soon as he landed that jab, something was coming. So he would pop and then miss, make a miss, and then he'd come back with the right, maybe another left. It's wild. It's wild. Interesting to see, good to see. I kind of thought that too, but he would not allow that space. He kept pressed all the way in. He would cross the line. I always say go all the way in or all the way out. If I got that close, my next move is to get closer to start forcing clinch. His move was to draw out the strike so he could counter strike. It was great. He did a good job.